meteorologist Hunter Ward with Asheville WX coming to you here. Got a system that's going to be moving in tomorrow afternoon for many of you, and then tomorrow evening. I want to go ahead and thank Red Wolf Contracting Services, CP Cruising Company. Let's take a look at my website and the AshevilleWX.com. The web page that these are all on, these webcams. You can get them AshevilleWX.com/WNC webcams. Grumstice Anderson, downtown Asheville. Clear skies, Banner Elk live camera as well. You saw that beautiful time lapse of 9 inches of snow. At the Camp Cedar Cliff, East Asheville camera. Just a beautiful night around town. Cabbage Rose, Maggie Valley camera. Still got the lights going out there. And then Haywood Community College, US 74, traffic moving smoothly out there. So we've got a system. We've got some winter storm warnings, winter storm watches up along the North Carolina-Tennessee border, and even into those few valley areas right along the North Carolina-Tennessee border. A different feel with the models with this system. We've got the NAM and European model that think this is really just a nuisance, sleet, snow in the afternoon with no accumulation. The GFS model, on the other hand, thinks that 2 to 3 inches of snow could be possible around downtown Asheville, and that as well into places like Franklin, Silva, and Bryson City down farther southwest from western North Carolina. So a tough call here, and going to do my best to give you guys my best forecast. It's a little bit difficult with how things have went as of late with, weather models are difficult to trust. But here's my most recent precip snowfall projected totals here. I think that 1 to 3 inches will be possible north of Asheville. South of Asheville, a dusting to 1 inch, and around Hendersonville, dusting to 1 inch with sleet mixing in. I think we'll see sleet mix between 2 and 3, and I think places out in Haywood County may stay all snow with that, and at Madison County could say snow as well, Yancey as well. So I think that 1 to 3 inches will be possible. I may have to adjust this. The northwest flow on the back end could up these totals just a little bit, but I think 3 inches will be, where we land at, 3 to 4 inches in many of these valley locations that get that high-end northwest flow on the back end as well. So I'm thinking 1 to 3 in Boone, Banner Elk, and those locations. I may change to 2 to 4 tomorrow. Let's see if the NAM and the European model come around to this. If the GFS warms up, then we'll have to lower our snowfall totals. But, kind of trying to shoot right in the middle of where these models are at, just to kind of give you an idea that snow is possible tomorrow. And, road temperatures and, the ground temperatures around western North Carolina right now are not too warm. We've got snow still in some places on the ground, and the ground has received all that really cold snow that's melted, and it's lowered those temperatures. So we will see accumulation occur a little bit easier of whatever does fall that's frozen at night tomorrow night, and then temperatures are just going to absolutely plummet as the night progresses, and we'll get into the teens in many locations. I'll show you kind of what the GFS shows here. As we progress. Here's the most recent GFS on pivotalweather.com. You can always check these out on pivotalweather.com. So here's what the GFS shows. Look at the southwest counties there. Tomorrow afternoon showing heavy snow around 3-4 p.m. and but the sounding, there's no sound. I don't know what happened to the sounding data with this run, but I can't really analyze the atmosphere with this to see where, if there's warmth in there. And then it also shows that large snow band moving into the rest of western North Carolina, Buncombe County, as the evening progresses and the sun goes down. That low pressure tracks through the south and off to the east coast. So you can see that track occur, and then look at this as it begins to deepen. We'll get a rush of air that occurs in through the mountains of western North Carolina, and that cold crashing of air. Let's go ahead and zoom in. I'll show you the temperatures as well for tomorrow morning. I'll show you what the GFS is showing snowfall wise as well, but kind of we've been having to take these snowfall maps with a grain of salt and just kind of put together our own maps. But you can see, 2 and 3 inches are around Silva, Franklin, even Andrews, Murphy area, and that's kind of given me a pause, because when I change over to the European model, it shows no snow for these areas. And the GFS has consistently showed this weak low with very limited warm nose, and that really aiding in rapid precipitation falling through the atmosphere and not affecting the sky, and so, or not affecting the ground, and that warm layer of air. That heavy precipitation gets through pretty quickly, and the column of air goes isothermal. And so you can see that also occurs into Asheville, and I mean, this model thinks that an inch or two is possible closer to Weaverville, 2 to 3 inches. But when I turn over to the NAM model, you can see that these totals disappear. It does think that Haywood County is going to see 1 to 2 inches, and dusting of snow here in and around Franklin. But it's hard to tell. It's just from the northwest flow. Is it from snow switching over? Is this sleet accumulation here? The NAM is just not feeling this, and part of it is that the temperatures are a little bit warmer. It gets warmer during the day, so that'll be something to watch for tomorrow. How warm does it get during the day? Because that's going to affect these air parcel, the precipitation parcels that are falling through the atmosphere. If we get to 50 degrees at the surface, the likelihood of snow is not very likely. If we stay in the mid to low 40s, I think that once that precipitation moves in, then it'll be easier for the snowflakes to overcome that barrier of air right there at the surface. And so you've only got a limited amount of time for this precipitation to fall through the atmosphere. How warm that barrier of air right there at the surface gets will really determine whether your location tomorrow sees this snowfall. I think that it'll fall pretty heavily, whatever the precipitation is, be it sleet, rain, snow, and if it's snow, it will likely accumulate. And I think that's kind of what these models are struggling with just a little bit. And so we'll go ahead and show you what the European model showing as well. So, not really showing anything on the 18Z. And, Haywood County, it shows that switch over. It actually shows something in the Silva, Jackson County area, dusting to 1 inch, maybe even 2 inches as you get into places like Bryson City. So, like I said, I'm kind of shooting in between the middle of this forecast, and I wouldn't be surprised to see somewhere like Bryson City or Franklin end up with 2 to 3, maybe even 4 inches of snow with this. It really wouldn't surprise me, but I've kind of got to shoot in the middle and go with history with your locations out there in Silva, Franklin. I know a lot of you guys were commenting on my most recent post about how warm it is out there, sometimes compared to Asheville. And it is. Sometimes it's 10 degrees warmer out there when winter weather moves in. And a lot of times that's that warm nose of air that I've been discussing. The high pressure or the low pressure moves in, and there's this warmth around it that is at the surface. And that, when the snow falls through, ends up melting that precipitation right around you guys' location. So makes it really difficult to forecast. And for those snow lovers that live out there, it's very frustrating when weather models show this. They show some precipitation, they show some accumulation. As we approach the event, it ends up diminishing, and it's frustrating as forecasters because we don't like to forecast snow that's not going to come to fruition. And so we do our best and just kind of try to put our best foot forward and give you an idea of what the atmosphere shows and what the different models show, and kind of give you our opinion based off of that. So you can see the NAM 3KM as well. It's showing those valley locations. It's scattered. It's like Bryson City, nothing, but Silva, right on the outskirts of town, a dusting of snow. Franklin, a dusting, but it's really scattered, and I think that these models are struggling with what exactly the surface temperatures are going to do tomorrow. So a lot to analyze. I'll probably do another video for you guys tomorrow in the morning, but just wanted to show you guys my initial preset map. I'll be putting that up on the website here shortly, and you can take a look, zoom in at your location. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. Make sure you subscribe to the page, give the video a like, and check back tomorrow morning. We'll have another update for you. Thanks.